our infinite spirit. We know this. We know this. The God within our being. We know that this is our truth. Breathe that in. Our truth. And allow that to permeate through our complete being. So that as we come together knowing and speaking and feeling this truth, we know that already, the well-being is mine, I claim it. Already, the health and happiness is here. Breathe that in, it's already here. Our job is to realize it. So we realize it together for each other, for ourselves. I allow myself to be open to receive the well-being that's mine. Knowing this truth, speaking it, feeling it, allowing it to be present in my life for my loved ones, I set this prayer free. Say thank you. Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you,
And
Spirit.
so it is. Amen.
So if you are here and you may have received a diagnosis, know that we believe in prayer. We believe in the affirmative prayer of healing, laying on hands and healing, just allowing that divine energy to flow through. Yes. And it's also the first day of Hanukkah. It's so beautiful. Yes. And a lot of times people will see me out in town and they'll go, what is it y'all believe? What do y'all believe? They wonder what we do here. What do we believe? Well, I personally believe that we, each and every one of us, have a very personal and individual relationship with Source.
Yes.
That is our divine right. And it is not for anyone to judge that one relationship is right or one is wrong or one is better or one is not. But even though we are come together in a community, we coexist in unity through love and peace. We may not all believe exactly the same, whether that's because we were raised in a different religion, raised with different thoughts, or that those are our own personal relationship with God. So we honor each other in that walk, in that path, because we all together in our mission are creating a positive path to spiritual growth through practical application of spiritual practices. And they may not all be exactly the same, and that's right and perfect. So I want to introduce Eileen Mitnick, one of our beautiful members of our community, who's going to talk a little bit about her heritage and talk about what the first day of Hanukkah means to her.
Thank you. Can y'all hear me? That was a beautiful share today. Thank you. Thank you. Where's Kentucky? Thank you. I'm honored that Reverend Kimberly asked me to say a few words about Hanukkah, which starts tonight at sundown and goes through December 26th. I celebrated my first Hanukkah at 9 months old, which happened to fall on December 25th that year. Now, that only happens about 8 times every 115 years. My side hustle is Hanukkah trivia. So by the time the end of Hanukkah rolls around in 8 days, I will have celebrated 504 Hanukkah nights. You do the math. That's a lot of candles and a lot of potato pancakes, or potato latkes, as we say, a quintessential food made during this joyous holiday, and a lot of Hanukkah hugs and kisses. Because Hanukkah generally falls around the same time as Christmas each year, in modern culture, it's become almost as big a celebration. You might be surprised to learn that it is not a high holy day like Yom Kippur or Rosh Hashanah, but it is a very joyful celebration that recounts the story of a miracle. Who doesn't love a good miracle? And since I love a joke as much as I love a good miracle, I decided to gift you this tickle this Sunday morning. My Hanukkah gift to you. You're welcome. So it's December, and the setting is a very busy shopping mall. In the center court, the main attraction is, of course, Santa Claus. Seated on Santa's lap is a child. Santa asks the child what he wants for Christmas. The child looks up and says, "But Santa, I'm Jewish." Santa replies in a whisper, "Hey kid, can I tell you something? So am I." Why don't you tell me what you want for Hanukkah instead? That story captures so much of the lighter side of Hanukkah and how we celebrate in the modern world. But Hanukkah has roots. In fact, the inspiration for the holiday dates back thousands of years. To be precise, 600 years before Christmas. Hanukkah is celebrated on the 25th of Kislev on the Hebrew calendar, which falls in November or December every year. It's kind of like a floating holiday because the Hebrew calendar is based on the natural cycles of the sun and the moon. It's highly precise and highly technical, and it follows a natural flow of the planet. There's an entire theology around the Jewish calendar. I can't explain it anymore. The same reasoning I can't tell you why there are at least 25 spellings of the word Hanukkah. Almost as many as there are for Eileen. I'm digressing. In very simple terms, Hanukkah is inspired by the miracle that occurred when the Jews reclaimed their temple, which was in Jerusalem, after Greek Syrians had tried to take over and force the Jews to worship other gods. The Jewish people were told they could not celebrate the customs and the beliefs that they really wanted to. Here we have a meeting of two rich cultures with so much to share, so much to offer each other, so much to contribute to the world together, so much synergy that could happen, and instead, boom, the extremists of both sides hit the battlefield. A story not so different from stories we hear today. One man, Judah Maccabee, believed the Jews should celebrate and should practice their customs the way they wanted to. So after a battle that went on and on for about 2 years, they chased out the king and the Greek Syrians. The first thing they did after they got their temple back was clean. They cleaned up and they began a celebration. Part of the celebration was to keep a fire burning in the temple's giant candelabra. Rabbinic sources say that this menorah was 18 palms high. That's about 5'3" tall. And according to legend, they only had enough oil to burn for 1 day. Well, something strange and wonderful happened. The fire stayed lit for 8 days. It was a Hanukkah miracle, and who are we to question a miracle? This is why Hanukkah is called a festival of lights. A festival of lights to remember the Jews' triumph over invaders who wanted to outlaw their religion. And this miraculous lamp that burned for 8 nights, even though it only had enough oil for 1. The lights of the Hanukkah menorah that we kindle in our homes are a reminder both of the menorah in the temple in Jerusalem and the light that shines brightly in each of us, as you so beautifully reference. On the first night, 1 candle is added to the menorah and lit. On the second night, another candle is added, and the 2 are lit, and so on for 8 nights. Some people ask, why don't we light all 8 candles in one night instead of having to light a new one for each of the 8 nights? It's because Hanukkah is not merely a cause for celebration. It is a trial of perseverance. So Hanukkah is a Jewish 8-day wintertime festival of lights celebrated with a nightly menorah lighting, special prayers, and my favorite part, the fried food. During these nights, we recite special blessings and prayers, sing songs, and exchange gifts to celebrate the miracle in the temple thousands of years ago. Mostly it's a moment of renewal and rededication. In fact, the word Hanukkah means dedication and is thus named because it celebrates the rededication of the Holy Temple. At this time of year, when the sun is most hidden, the holiday of Hanukkah celebrates the rays of hope and light. Often it is through simple and unrecognized miracles that we are able to feel the warmth of hope and light. Happy Hanukkah, everyone. If you know what, sing with me.